So you've decided that you want to own less. A simple, intentional life might be calling you, but maybe you're not sure how to simplify things. Here are some practical ways to own less. If you enjoy content about minimalism and decluttering, you can subscribe to my channel and I will be uploading regular videos about this, and you can also follow along for more content on my social media channels. Let's get straight into it. It's not just about decluttering. You could have decluttered lots of big sections of your home and it still can feel overwhelming and you still don't know how to keep your home simple and intentional. So let's get straight into some practical ways to own less. The first thing you need to do is you need to stop comparing yourself to others. One of the biggest reasons we fill our homes with so many things is because we're trying to keep up with the Joneses. We want the latest gadget that somebody else has got. We want the latest fashion trend. We're trying to fill our homes with things because we see other people with these things and we think, well, they've got this thing and it's really helping them and it's making them happy. But actually, is it? So we buy these things thinking it's going to make us happy, but actually they might not serve us as well as they serve somebody else. And we don't really think that through when we make a purchase. So comparing yourself less to others is a surefire way to help you to own less stuff. The next thing you need to do is you need to spend less. The amount of things that you own is directly linked to how much you spend. So if you can find ways of looking at your budget, reducing down how much you're spending so that you're not spending so much money, you are going to be reducing the amount of things that come into your home. There are lots of different ways you could do this. You could do a no spend challenge where you try and stop spending altogether. You could give yourself a budget where you are limited to a certain amount for a category or an item. Or it's that you completely cut some categories from your spend at all. For example, no takeouts, no buying clothing, no buying books. You decide what would work for you, and that's what you need to work towards, is reducing down that spend. A really subtle way of owning less is by practicing gratitude. Gratitude is underrated. It is a powerful tool. It's a really great way of you being able to assess what you already have, show thanks, be grateful for that thing that you have, and also to acknowledge the things that you've already got. I think sometimes we get swept up in not really knowing what we already have and just trying to buy something else and not really realising that actually we've already got a like-minded item in our closet or in our home. Practicing gratitude is a really great way of assessing what you already have and seeing whether or not it serves a purpose for you. Another practical way of owning less is to embrace the space around you. I think we get so consumed by having these big houses, filling up these homes, filling up each room, every square inch, with furniture, with things on display, with curated items, and actually it becomes fussy, it becomes overwhelming, it becomes too much. Actually, there is value in space. We don't have to fill it. And when we fill it, we feel like we're making ourselves happier, we feel like we're doing the thing that we should be doing, but actually it's just as wealthy and just as cozy to have space around you. So embrace that corner of your room that has nothing there and just enjoy it. Enjoy the value that that brings to your calming environment. So clear away any unnecessary furniture and any unnecessary items to make way for a calmer, more serene home. So decluttering is really important to owning less, but declutter as you go. Once you've done a big declutter, there may still be things that you were kind of not so sure about making decisions on. But actually, if you declutter as you go now, this is a really great way of keeping on top of the things within your home. It will help you to keep reassessing and seeing whether or not that item is serving a purpose for you, if it's working within your home, if it's doing the job it needs to do, and if it's not, then keep decluttering. As you come across things, decide whether or not it's really worth keeping. If not, then just let it go straight away. And you can also follow me on my social media accounts. I share little acts of decluttering if you want some regular reminders of different items around your home to work through if you're not sure where to start. My next tip for owning less is to buy experience, not gifts. I think gift giving is one of those easy areas in which we buy things unnecessarily, gift things unnecessarily, and receive things that we don't really want. So if you start giving gifts as experiences, so maybe days out, trips together, these are all things that are memory making and they are priceless. If you start doing that towards others, they're more likely to want to do a similar thing for you, and you can also say that that is something that you would prefer as well. My next tip is to shop secondhand. I think the fast consumerism world that we live in is what helps us to spend so much. But when we shop secondhand, we have to take time out of our day to sift through things, to carefully curate items and think about whether or not they are going to work within your home. It makes you think a little bit differently. It makes you take your time in your decision because you wonder whether or not it is really going to fit your purpose, rather than just looking in a fancy show or showroom and seeing things all laid out beautifully. Actually, if we see things in a different environment, we have to think more about how it would work within our home. So shopping secondhand is a really great way of saving money as well, but also helping you to carefully curate what it is you need. But always remember to shop with a list. You need to know what it is you're looking for so that you are alert and ready for that item when you find it. My next tip is to wait before making a purchase. It's really easy to click through and pay for an item within seconds. And actually we need to take back that control, take back that ability to rush through a purchase and really think about it. If you make yourself wait 30 days, it's a really good way of giving yourself a chance to actually think whether or not you are just wanting the item or if you need the item. There's a difference and you will soon work out which is which. One way that you can do this successfully is by adding things to a basket and just leaving it there, or adding it to a wish list. And then what you can do is you can look back at your wish list after a month and then see whether or not it's still an item that you really would like. If you've still got that urge, then you know that it's something worth buying, but quite often you probably would have forgotten about the item and actually it's not really what you were looking for and it's not quite right. So it means that you've had that breathing space, you've been able to reassess a bit more carefully and know whether or not it's going to work for you. Next up, you need to consider whether or not an item is multi-purpose. If you've got the option of buying something that is single use or multi-purpose, always go for that multi-purpose option. It's going to save you some space, it's going to save you some time and money, and it's also going to be multifunctional within your home. So thinking about items that are really versatile, that work for different things, is really going to help. This can also be said for items within your wardrobe. Choose pieces that are versatile, that mix and match with other things, that are easily colour coordinated in different options, in different ways, and with different dress up or dress down looks. And with regards to appliances, quite often we can get appliances that work in a variety of ways rather than have individual items that we are not going to use and it's going to fill up our countertop. So really think about whether or not the item has that multi-purpose function. And my last suggestion is, could you borrow or exchange the item instead? So rather than buying something that maybe you're only going to use a handful of times or you're only going to need to use once for a specific job, do you have to buy that item? Is it something that you could borrow from somebody? I think we get so used to thinking, I just need to buy the item, that's the only way I can do it, when actually you might have a friend or family member that has something that you could borrow to save you from paying out. I mean, you can still gift them with something in exchange for it. You could either give them a small amount of money or some chocolate or consumables as a thank you. But generally, why aren't we better at borrowing or exchanging items with one another? We could do a clothes swap with people. We can swap clothes with one another, and so that you've got a new outfit for an event rather than having to pay for a whole new wardrobe. You get into that habit of exchanging and borrowing among your community network. This is going to save you a fortune and also stop unnecessary items from coming into your home. So there are some practical ways that you can own less items and live a simple, more intentional life. Don't forget, if you've enjoyed this video, subscribe for more videos about minimalism, decluttering and my no spend year. And don't forget to hit the bell so that you get notifications about my next video. Like and comment below if you enjoyed this video and share your own practical ways to own less. I should be back for more videos soon. Take care. Bye.